Hi love, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Just in case you're stopping by for the first time, my name is Rosenthal. Amongst other things, I am a makeup artist who aims to help assist with challenges that revolve around beauty content. So if you're a woman who likes to do her own makeup herself, a makeup artist, also looking for a safe space in a community to grow and falls under this category, well, this channel is for you, so stay tuned. From my thumbnail, you probably already know what I'm doing. Detailed eyebrow tutorial. Let's just get right into the tea, okay? The first thing you do when working on your brows is to observe the brows. Whether you're working on a client or you're working on yourself. Is this fuller than this? Is this fuller than this? Is this longer than this one? Or are they at the same length? I've worked with some clients where some people's brows, one can be slightly higher than one. I have seen that and I think it's quite normal. So observing your brows just gives an insight. So you don't just go in and start drawing. You actually know what not to do. I don't know if that makes sense. There are three parts of an eyebrow: the beginning, the arc, and the end. The beginning, the arc, and the end. If your next question was how do I know the 3 points, I got you. It's not the beginning. This point where the curve of your nose stops. Now you're going to trace it up. That is the beginning of your brows. For the arc, every human being, everybody has a brow bone. It's called a brow bone. Now, if you're unable to locate that brow bone that's right there on your eyebrow, you would know or you would observe that your brows has this sort of arc. It's not exactly straight at this point, and that's because of the brow bone. Now that is your arc. For the end, what I do is where your brows stop at the end, but if you want to have it a bit longer, I trace it in a slanting motion. I just use this as a marker. Ensure that my brows doesn't exceed this point where this stops. Okay, I don't know if you get that. So beginning, arc, and end. So after observing your brows and checking for those 3 points I talked about, you go in with a brow tamer. I'm using this brow tamer and a spoolie brush. Now, a brow tamer is a game changer. If you don't already have a brow tamer, you can maybe use a gel before you get a brow tamer. By the time you start using this, you understand why you never want to go without it. It is really, really important and really helps to not just draw your brows, but ensure that it stays longer when you do your makeup. I'm just going to take a little bit of that first off, put everywhere. Can you see the difference? Look at this. Look at this. And next up, I'm going to set in what I have done using a setting powder, and I'm using this translucent powder from Merak Cosmetics in the shade Ginger. Using a fluffy brush, dust off the excess, very, very important. Setting what you've already done just makes it easier for you to draw and then helps the tamer to do its work better. To draw, I'm going to be using these Davies pencils, I think in the shade 03. There's something peculiar about these three. For a better effect, please sharpen your pencils. It just gives you more precise lines. I don't usually start from the beginning. I start somewhere around here. And once you get to this point, it's not a straight line we're trying to draw down, okay? We're trying to draw a line, but up until this point, you're going to curve your hand inside. You're going to take your hand up a bit, with that arc in mind, because you have located where your arc is. So you have to form that arc or that curve, at that point where the arc is down. And then I just form a line. For the rest part, which I did not take the line towards, I just fill it in. I'm not starting from the beginning, so because we want that natural effect, I'm just going to go straight. . at this point, and then you join. So you're not joining to the end, you're just joining. Don't forget that the end shouldn't exceed this point. Keep in mind that my brows is full. Your brows or the person's brows you're working on might not be as full. What you do in that instance is to, take your hand up a bit, up a notch, and add up from the top. Don't add a line from the bottom. Follow that line of your brows from the bottom. You add from up, not from down. From here. Remember, I did not start from the beginning to give it a moment. Don't forget that I'm keeping my arc in mind. Okay. This is my arc. I'm joining. And for concealing my brows, I'm going to be using Avour foundation and the Avour concealer. Now this is a flat angled brush. Just going to now I put the excess here, following that same line, the same line in which you drew. You're going to follow that same pattern. The way it is, I felt like I went in too much. I'm just going to go in with my pencil and just do something like this. Be very light-handed but firm. It's not that deep, okay? Don't be too hard on it or else you're going to have issues. Just be light-handed and be steady. Try your best to be steady. If you need to breathe in, please breathe in. I'm not doing too much for my arc, okay? Now, so for this part, we're going to start here. We're drawing it out. There are 3 patterns here, and up is just your dark shade or foundation or concealer. Anyone works. For the up part, I usually don't take much concealer or foundation, okay, because you don't need too much going on there. It's harder to blend up than it is to blend down, so just take lesser products there. Like I said, steady hands, okay? If you need to use a light, please do, so that you don't make any mistake. It's harder to correct mistake than to avoid mistake. For this part, I'm also going to come here if you're a beginner, please don't use a matte concealer or matte foundation. Try and go with a hydrating foundation, because if you take time, a matte foundation or a concealer, it will dry out and it will be very, very hard for you to blend. This is the same brush I use for my setting powder. I'm just going to dust off the excess. You are tapping, you are not dragging. For the arc, you are tapping. Hash line, you just try to tap in. Here, you bring it out. You drag out, and then you tap in. If you need to raise your eyelids or your eyes off, you do so. Tap the product into my skin. How does my brows look? Alright. Alright love, I have come to the end of this video. If you took something out, don't forget to give me a big like, subscribe for more informative content. Also let me know in the comments if you found this tutorial helpful. If you're stopping by for the first time, give me a big love so I welcome you well. Thank you so much for watching. Till I see you in my next video, do take care. Bye.